Today I'm making cheeseburger soup. So we're gonna get my Ninja Impossible pot going here. And we're gonna put it on sear. And I've got a pound of lean ground beef. And we're gonna sear that up. And once it gets slightly browned up a bit and going, I'm gonna add some onion. So it's getting nice and brown on one side, so I'm gonna flip it over and then we'll start breaking it up. That way it gets a nice sear on it and gets a little flavor. And let it sit for a moment before I do that. Just gonna break up the meat a bit now. My onions, I used one large because we like onions. And they pretty well disappear because it's cooked for so long. Just gonna let this cook a little longer before we add our next ingredient. Everything's getting nice and brown and the onions are getting nice and brown around the edges and they're soft. Next I'm going to add a heaping teaspoon of garlic. And maybe a little more because we like it kind of garlicky. Okay, so I'm going to stop the saute. Just added 3 cups of chicken broth. Now I'm going to add some pepper. Calls for salt as well, but I'm going to hold off on it because a lot of these items are salty, and if I need to add a little salt at the end, I will, but usually it doesn't need it. Then I'm going to add a tablespoon of onion powder. And a tablespoon of garlic powder. And we'll give it a stir. Next, it calls for a cup of heavy cream. I'm going to use a can of evaporated milk. And then probably half a cup, 3/4 of a cup of heavy cream, just to cut back on the richness of it. But you can definitely use all heavy cream. Next up is a teaspoon of ground mustard. That wasn't quite a full one. Adds really good flavor. Makes it taste like the cheeseburger. And then next we have 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. Next up is 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. It's going to help thicken the soup. And that just gets mixed in. Next up, I have 3 potatoes that I've chopped up, and we like them fairly small. I just cubed them up small. These are Yukon Gold. They're the ones that I prefer in this soup. So we'll add those. And then we're gonna add some bacon bits. I ordered these from Costco. Nice big bag because we go through this a lot. Use it on salads and kinds of things. So I'm gonna add a cup of bacon bits. And we just have a couple of more items to add. Next up is our Velveeta. This is a 1 pound box, I think. It's 450 grams. So I've just cubed it up the best I could. And we're just gonna go ahead and add it. And then we're gonna just give this a stir. Okay, so we're gonna turn this back on. You can cook it for 7 hours on low or 5 hours on high, and it's just after 11, so I'm gonna go 5 hours. And the nice part about this pot is it's gonna go to keep warm after it's finished. All right, I'll come back and show you when it's just about finished. So it's been cooking for 4 hours. 4 was enough, so I just turned it to keep warm. One of the nice features of this crock pot. It's also, it's got like a non-stick coating. So if you don't have a non-stick coating in your crock pot, I would suggest using one of the bags, the cooking bags, crock pot bags. Just gonna put some of this soup into a to-go container. We're gonna deliver it to our aunt and share a little bit of dinner with her. So I've made a fresh loaf of bread, and I've also made her a nice salad. So we're gonna drop that off to her. Once I get this ladled in, I'll let you get a closer look at the soup. Here's a closer look at the soup. It's really delicious. You really have to give this one a try. It doesn't sound like much, but it's really good. We make it on a regular. All right, I'll get some of this soup. All right, so there it is. It's delicious. It doesn't look like much, but trust me, it's delicious. You need to make this.